Something doesn't look right here. Hey everybody, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Have a look at this. We've just put brand spanking new injectors into this dirty old 1kd. Needs a good cleanup, doesn't it? It's got to be an ex-mine vehicle, I'm pretty sure. It's a white Hilux. You can see all the red stains on the valve cover. That is after we have washed the valve cover. Yeah, we've washed and degreased it to inspect for cracks. You should have seen it before. I don't think there was any videos on this one before, but as you can see, a lot of this red staining, it doesn't come off, so don't worry, don't fear. That's just how it is, right? Look, so new injectors, you can see the nice grey part that we've put there. All right, but you know, the plugs are still dirty. They technically haven't been washed, but the valve cover has. It's got new seals in it, or were the seals okay? That's your department. Seals were okay, yeah?
These are the
new seals. New seals at that side, these ones on top still, all right. So if you get our injector kit, you get everything you need in the kit. You can make a decision. It's just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because some people do damage valve covers trying to change those top seals inside there. If they're soft, as long as they're clean and lubricated the way we've shown in the detailed videos in the VIP group, you don't need to change those. Hey mate, you forgot to tighten these bolts up.
I know, I've got to angle it. I'm not ready.
No, it's not I know. It's I haven't done that yet, is what I'm not. When I say you forgot, I mean I haven't done that yet. I haven't forgotten. I'm not up to that yet. Hey mate, you've forgotten to tighten up these bolts.
I'm not up to that stage yet.
You've forgotten this plug here too.
I'm not up to that stage
A lot of people forget that plug. Anyway, thanks for your help. And now I'm just going to do some video work and let people know what's what here. So doesn't it look the odd thing out? Nice new injectors and everything else is dirty and old. Oh, of course, and the fuel pipes. Look at the nice shiny new fuel pipes. The golden rule, as it says in the correct procedure, when replacing the injectors, you must replace the fuel pipes. There's a lot of reasons for doing that. Let's not go into it in this video. We've done it in other videos. If you want more information, check out the playlist, Injector Information, on our YouTube channel. Hey mate, you forgot this plug down the front here.
Not up to it yet.
And there's another plug here for the compressor.
Not done. I'm working
Okay,
inside.
I know I'll get in trouble for this. Can I plug in the MAF sensor here?
No.
Why not? Because I'm got to clean it. That's it. Part of the injector job, clean the MAF sensor. Really, you should check air filters as well. Make sure your air filter's in decent condition. If we're going to spend thousands of dollars, let's get everything in peak operating condition. This one, looking at the drive belt, you might have seen that in another video and an inspection recently. It's looking pretty ordinary. But look, let's get one thing at a time done. This is the injector job, the E-jar clean. Things to help keep it clean, all that sort of thing. The other odd thing out is how clean that looks. Look at that throttle body, mate. Like, you know, the rest of it, dirty. Injectors clean, pipes clean, inside the intake clean. This thing's going to run like a champion. And of course, while we're talking about things, let's talk about this valve cover. So I'll go and show you one on the bench over there from yesterday. We replaced one. It's always a bit of a hard decision when to replace the valve covers. It's rare, but they do get cracks from people over tightening them. And this one, I think we saw some cracks. Might have been at this corner here. There was a very small crack. Might not have been. Again, you can see the oil stain here, so that's evidence of maybe it was, and it wasn't coming from the cap here, so you got to watch it if people overflow the oil and it leaks down and you think you got oil leaks, but you haven't. But there might be a tiny little crack in here, and it was enough to put a weep, if it was that, from about here to about halfway up the cap across to there. There's a little bit damp there, and I went, you know what, for another 400 bucks, this one, I reckon it's okay and it doesn't need it. Let's have a look at the one from yesterday. So here's the one from yesterday, and you know, looking at it, it looks like new, doesn't it? It looks like a new one, because first thing we do, they come off, we clean them, they get a really good clean, degrease, and then dry them up, put in the sun, and then inspection. And it's important that everybody does this, and it's going to be a hiccup in your injector job if you do come across a cracked one, and quite regularly, you know, where we see the cracks, you know, in corners and stuff like that. It's quite common on the other side here. Right, see there, see that crack there. And I suppose that's partly what's going on here. The crack goes up a little bit that side, but the worst part is you have a look inside, and it's on the inside of the valve cover, right? You can see the crack, see at the top there? So it comes through on the inside. So that's a bit of a problem because, you know, once they get a bit up, see this one has got damaged seals as well. That's not going to help things either, right? Let me just see, but look, they're still soft. They'd work, but they're, you know, it's one of those things, you've got to feel them and decide to replace it. Some people go, just replace it. Okay, well, go ahead, just replace it anyway. Just be careful while you're prying and leaving around to get them out, because there's different ways to do it, that you don't damage them or the valve cover. So anyway, we've got a spare valve cover if anyone needs one. So if yours is worse than this, we'll call this one a spare. This gets used on the Prado. It doesn't get used on the Hilux. These get used on the Hilux. That's where the valve covers are different between the Prado and the Hilux, because the Hilux has got that wiring loom coming across the top, which gets bolted on there. The Prado's got a cover over the cover, so it doesn't use those. It uses this one and this one on the Hilux that's ground off, which is why you can see it just doesn't work to interchange the valve covers between Prado and Hilux. Unless on your Hilux you want to add a Prado cover and do away with these. It's going to mess with your wiring loom, but then put the cover over the cover and you'll probably find it's quieter. One of the reasons why we think the Prados are quieter than the Hiluxes in general. Hey mate, that was pretty quick while I was talking about that valve cover. Boom, like magic. You remember to plug in, do up those bolts on that wiring loom? Plug in all those plugs and all that, you sure? What about all this stuff? Oh, you plug, oh yeah, that's plug, oh yeah. What's, oh no, you forgot one. You forgot this plug here.
Turn the mess in, so that's why you leave it. So
I'm not up to that yet. What about these bolts here, mate? They're loose, you've forgotten those. You forgot to tighten them up. What about these clamps here? You might have forgotten to tighten those up too.
I'll get to it.
Is that dirt stain or is that corrosion? Is that like rust corrosion? It is, isn't it? Definitely a ex-mine vehicle, that sort of corrosion. So if for no other reason watching this video, it's probably worth it to go, if you're looking at purchasing a Hilux, a white Hilux SR, and you see rusty bolts like that, I'd probably say it's an ex-mine vehicle, because rarely do you go get sea spray or anything like that creating rust in an engine bay like that, or like this intercooler. So if you're looking at a Hilux, certainly worth taking that plastic cover off, 5 bolts and nuts off the top. So take your 10mm with you, your little quarter drive 10mm like that, so that you can remove that cover and have a bit of a look around. And if they say the injectors have been done, it's been done properly, and you see nice clean injectors and clean pipes like that, there's a chance they could be telling the truth. But quite often people say things are done when they're not done. So if you look and you see dirty old injectors and pipes, then you know, disregard that any work's been done, and you can budget that it needs to be done. Anyway, I've waffled enough in this video. Waffle, waffle, waffle. So subscribe, turn the bell on, hit the like button, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.